Hi there Stratters, welcome to episode 4 of Let's Brew Pauper. Today I'm looking for new mana sinks for Tron, and that's why this episode is called the Invoker Special. But I'm not talking about these old invokers, I'm talking about the new invokers. But first let's take a step back and have a look at Tron, or what happens when you assemble the Tron. We all know when you assemble power plant, mine and tower, you get to tap 3 lands for 7 mana, 7 colorless mana that is, and these 7 colorless mana need sinks to be effective. And here is where the new invokers come in. So the first invoker on the list is the Lava Fume Invoker. It's a 2/2 creature for 3 mana, and you can dump 8 colorless mana into it to boost the strength of your other creatures, and that's not a creature that I want to see in Tron, and that's a reason for me to scratch it from the list. There are better invokers, and we will get to them. The second invoker on the list, Frostwind Invoker, is equally uninteresting as the Lava Fume Invoker for the same reasons. It's a 5 mana creature, 3/3 flying, and creatures you control gain flying when you dump 8 manas into it, but Tron just doesn't run that many creatures, so we scratch it from the list. We are slowly getting better. The third item on the list is Wildheart Invoker, a 4 mana creature with a 4/3 body that gives target creature +5/+5 and trample for 8 mana until the end of the turn. Now the ability isn't bad, but what I don't like is the high mana cost of 4, which is irrelevant in Tron, but it costs 2 green mana, and because of this I'm scratching it off my list. The next item on my list is the Oran Reef Invoker, and this is the first invoker that I won't scratch from the list. It basically does the same thing as the Wildheart Invoker, but it's a 2-drop, and it's a 2/2 creature, 2 power, 2 toughness for 2 mana, which provides an early blocker to Tron, and in the late game you can dump 8 manas into it to give it +5/+5 and trample. It won't make my personal Tron list. I still prefer the Olamox Crusher, but it's not a bad card. Okay, let's go on to the next item. Bloodrite Invoker, now we're talking. This guy has a 3/1 body, 3 power, 1 toughness for 3 mana, which isn't bad. A little more toughness would be nice, but it has a really nice ability in a control-ish style Tron deck. Dump 8 mana into it and drain your opponent for 3 life and gain 3 life. Now I can see that one having play in a blue-black Tron list, in a somewhat control-ish Tron list. Might be a reasonable creature. I did not prepare a match with it or a deck list with it. That will be for the next item on the list. Dawnglare Invoker. This creature is cool. It's a 3 mana guy, 2/1 flying, 2 power, 1 toughness, and it taps all creatures target player controls. So at the beginning of combat step of your opponent, you just tap all his creatures, and it's better than a fog effect, because he won't have blockers in your turn. So basically you have to play a Dawnglare Invoker and protect it, and with the tremendous amounts of mana that Tron provides, you can just grind him to death every turn, attacking for 2 in the air and tapping away all his creatures so that he doesn't have blockers. And you should own decks like Elves or White Weenie or anything that doesn't have too much interaction, and I actually prepared a match with this card. I won't provide a deck list for this one because it's not in a releasable state yet. As you can see, this is a replay video, and I hope you like it when I do it this way. Please tell me in the comments. I never did it before, and I reduced the tempo a little bit. You can see I kept a hand with a fair amount of lands, and I'm playing against some sort of White Weenie deck. And as you can see, the first thing I want to do is assemble Tron, bring in some blockers, draw some cards, the usual stuff, and my opponent plays a list that doesn't provide too much pressure on me, and I will have Tron turn 4. And because this is some sort of control list, I am keeping the condescent up. And as you can see here, this was good because I get to counter the Razor Golem that could mean trouble for me. And I get to scry, which is nice too. And I think I kept the prism here. Yes. And in my next turn, I think I will provide a blocker and Tron. Yeah, searching for the last Tron piece here, and I'm playing the Seagate Oracle because it draws me a card as well as the Prophetic Prism does, but it makes better use of my mana and it provides me with a blocker. You can see I'm still on 16 life. My opponent is not putting too much pressure on me, but I'm putting 0 pressure on him. He's at 24 life and he's some sort of life gain deck. Now adding a little bit more pressure with the core Skyfisher here and another creature, and I've got Tron assembled, and now I'm just digging for my Dawn Glare Invoker, hopefully finding it soon, doing Tron things here, drawing a lot of cards. This list has Mnemonic Walls and Alexis Cloak. Alexis Cloak is a very nice enchantment because it has flash and it provides shroud to the creature that it enchants, so you can save your creature with it. And it's again condescending time. Blue-white Tron, providing a lot of control here. And getting to scry is always nice. Guess I'm going for the prism again here. He attacks me for 4 damage. I go down to 10. I'm drawing the prism. And now I need a creature sooner or later. I have a lot of mana. Playing the Mnemonic Wall, getting back Condescend to prevent him from playing more creatures. And there is the Dawn Glare Invoker. I flashbacked the card draw spell, Deep Analysis, to draw more cards, and now I'm at 4 life. It took me a long time to assemble it, but now I have the Dawn Glare Invoker online and it just takes over the match. I have so much mana available. Took me 8 turns to find it, and here he tries to get rid of it, but luckily I have the Alexis Cloak in my hand. First of all, I tap all his creatures, and I do this wrong because I give my Dawn Glare Invoker Shroud before the Journey to Nowhere resolves, and this will lead to him exiling my Mnemonic Wall. Would have been better to wait until the trigger was on the stack and then giving my Dawn Glare Invoker Shroud, but as I said, I did it the wrong order, which is unproblematic, because as I said, Dawn Glare Invoker takes over the match. There is nothing he can do now. He's got 2 cards left in his hand, and I can do a lot of stuff at the end of his turn, like Mystical Teachings, for interesting stuff like Capsize, for example, fixing my earlier mistake with the Journey to Nowhere. And now it just takes a few more turns until he realizes that he is chanceless because he cannot remove a Dawn Glare Invoker with Shroud, and he can play whatever creature he wants. I don't mind. Even a Guardian of the Guild Pact is not any problem because I just tap all creatures target opponent controls, and yeah, it's a slow but certain grind to death here, and I even have a Capsize ready with flashback, and by this I can recycle my Mnemonic Wall and make his Journey to Nowhere irrelevant, and now I'm gaining some life, and then my opponent realizes that he is chanceless. Yeah, so much for the first match, so much for the Dawn Glare Invoker. Finally, we are getting to the last card on the list of the Invoker special. It's the Valakut Invoker, a red creature, 2 power, 3 toughness for 3 mana, which isn't bad, which isn't shabby. It provides an early blocker for Tron on the ground, and its mana sink ability is fantastic. Pump 8 colorless mana into it and deal 3 damage to target creature or player. That's a lightning bolt every turn, people. And I think it fits well into the red, green, blue Tron list that is around. Just scratch 1 or 2 removal spells and put in 2 Valakut Invokers, and it will improve the deck list, I'm sure of it, and I prepared another match with it. Here we go. Okay, this is another replay video. And I have to mulligan this. This is a red, green, blue Tron list. Again, it's not ready to be released yet, but it's fairly standard. I just cut 2 removal spells and jammed in the red invokers and the white invokers, the Valakut and the Dawnglare Invoker. 2 copies of Valakut Invoker, 1 copy of the Dawnglare Invoker, and I'm playing against a hexproof deck here, and I've got no problem assembling Tron. And here I'm taking the Scour from existence because I'm afraid of creature enchantments, and at least I can remove these creature enchantments. I can exile those enchantments from the creature. I cannot kill the creature itself because of the hexproof ability, but that doesn't worry me too much. My opponent only has 4 cards in his hand right now, and he's playing not the standard version of this deck. He's got a little bit of card draw in Manamorphosis, and he finds his creature, which is sometimes a problem in hexproof. And here all I can do, and this is probably a bad thing that I did it, is firebolt my opponent, because he could deal much more damage to me if he enchanted his creature. And now I've got a blocker online. It's the Valakut Invoker, and I have the mana to abuse it. This attack here is silly. He could have traded 2 for 1 to kill my Valakut Invoker, but he doesn't. And now I can deal massive damage to him every turn, especially because I find another tower here. So I have exactly 8 mana online. That's exactly enough for my mana sink, the Valakut Invoker, and I keep the Scour from existence up, which is an instant, a very good instant, and at the end of his turn I start dealing damage to him. As I told you, lightning bolt each turn, and he cannot keep this up for a long time. Valakut Invoker already dealt 5 damage. Now I'm attacking again, then it will be 7 damage, all from 1 card. And it doesn't stop me from playing much, and I'm still afraid of enchantments. That's why I'm taking another Scour from existence. I'm keeping my blocker, the Seagate Oracle, which locks the ground, and my opponent scoops, because I could have dealt so much damage to him with the Valakut Invoker. I think it's a wise decision. Whoa, that was a long episode, people. Please tell me in the comments if you like the replay videos. Please make new suggestions for new episodes of underplayed pauper cards to improve existing deck lists or new deck lists. And I will be releasing normal playing videos with the Valakut and Dawnglare Invoker as well. Look for them in the channel. That's it for today. Stay healthy, have fun, and I will be seeing you soon again. Bye bye.